Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachakwadash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and salutations to the Akim who are tuning into these videos. In this video, I wanted to speak very briefly on this individual that you see on the screen. He made 2 TikToks recently speaking about the Hebrew Israelite movement. And he was speaking about how, like, a lot of these things that are happening, that we should consider the things that we're actually saying. But then he also made a second video on TikTok going into certain things, why, like he says in this caption, why he went low-key about talking about the Israelites, and because he really is a part of this world still. He may know and understand certain things that we speak and talk about, but he's never really fully been enveloped by the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Just because you heard these words doesn't mean that you're going to believe these words, because faith without works is dead. A person that should be hearing these words is of the hopeful elect, the 144,000. And when they're going to hear these words, it's going to galvanize them to come into this ministry and to work in this stead, because the laborers are few. And we're not here just to speak these things. We're here to gather the elect. And that's something that a lot of these people, it falls upon deaf ears. Like when we're saying a lot of things about the kingdom and the glory and the retribution that our nation's about to receive by Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai from our captors Esau, Edom, they fail to understand that it takes a lot more than just faith. It's faith and works. But when we're speaking this message, from the apostles of Great Millstone, the elders on down, have been speaking this message for years, decades even, you're seeing that take effect now. The writing on the wall is becoming more plain and evident, and that all these people on the outskirts who have been scoffing or just basically just been idle with this message, they're now starting to consider these things. So the first precept I wanted to read is in Psalms 19:4. It says, "Their line has gone out through all the earth, and their words to the end of the world. In them hath he set a tabernacle for the sun." And so when this message is going to go out through the 4 corners of the earth, it's going to wake up and galvanize the elect of the nation of Israel. I'll even read verse 3 in Psalms 19:3. It says, "There is no speech nor language where their voice is not heard." So this wisdom, knowledge, understanding is going to be sent to those who need to hear it. And if you are hearing this message and it doesn't register, it doesn't adhere to you, it's because you are being sealed for your condemnation. Because this message is really, it's either going to save you or condemn you. And so I'm going to read this precept in Romans 11. And let me see, I'll start at verse 7. It says, "What then? Israel hath not obtained that which he seeketh for, but the election hath obtained it, and the rest were blinded. According as it is written, the Most High hath given them the spirit of slumber, eyes that they should not see, and ears that they should not hear, unto this day." And that's what's taking place. When we're speaking on the highways and hedges, we're only worried about the elect. We're fishers of men. We're looking for those who have faith and hope in this ministry and these words that we're speaking about. And we know and understand that not everybody's going to get that. And with those people, that precept should come to mind, because like all these things are happening now. They're considering what we're speaking about. You got wars and rumors of wars, hurricane after hurricane, and distress amongst nations, and they're going to come up to us thinking that we're going to give them some sort of protection. Well, ultimately, that protection is only for the elect. And if you didn't adhere to this message, you didn't be baptized by the gospel of Yahweh Shai, then this message is not for you. This wedding is only for the elect. It's RSVP. And if you are in this wedding, like you snuck in some other way through the window or whatever, we're going to know, because you're not going to be wearing those full garments that all of the hopeful elect are wearing. And that garment, part of that is basically faith and works. Hearing this word means that you believe these words and that you would act upon these words. being a messenger of Yahushai, being a watchman unto the nations. It's more than just having faith. It's understanding that when you as an Israelite, you have to conduct yourself a certain way, and more so right now in these last days where we need as many laborers as we can. The harvest is plenty, but the laborers are few, because all of the nation of Israel is about to be in a bad situation once Esau Edom starts to roll out that MOTB. But so as we're preaching and prophesying unto our nation, this message falls upon a lot of deaf ears, because we're only waking up the elect. But I want to read this in Ezekiel 33, and I'm going to start at verse 30. It says, "Also, thou son of man, the children of thy people still are talking against thee by the walls and in the doors of the houses, and speak one to another, every one to his brother, saying, Come, I pray you, and hear what is the word that cometh forth from the Lord. And they come unto thee as the people cometh, and they sit before thee as my people, and they hear thy words, but they will not do them. For with their mouth they show much love, but their heart goeth after their covetousness." And so that's basically letting us know that just because you come up to us, we know that you're not sincere. We can discern a person is sincere or not. And if we're out there on the highways and hedges, and you're seeing all the things come into fruition, the prophecy speaking, and then people are coming up to us, we know and understand that there's still a discernment that's happening. We're going to vet you and really see if you're part of this faith that we have, if you're invited to this wedding, because you really have to be fully enveloped in Yahushai's gospel. And it's like part of this, you're saying that they're coming up to us, but really in their minds they're not convinced. So in verse 32 it says, "And lo, thou art unto them as a very lovely song of one that hath passed a pleasant voice," because we are preaching glory to our nation, but it's also damnation to our nation of the 2/3 who are not going to get this message, who have not been convinced in their mind. It says, "And lo, thou art unto them as a very lovely song of one that hath a pleasant voice, and can play well on an instrument, for they hear thy words, but they do them not." It's faith without works. And verse 33 it says, "And when this cometh to pass, lo, it will come, then shall they know that a prophet hath been among them." And that's what's happening right now. They might uplift us and compliment us now, but that wasn't present 5 years ago, or even just 2 years ago. And even today, and then coming up tomorrow, they're still going to scoff at us. They're still going to have this spirit of dismay when it comes to the prophets of Great Millstone. They ultimately have been sealed for damnation, because they really don't believe in these words in their mind. And when we're speaking these words, it's Yahushai that's speaking. That's why when we're speaking, we're gathering the elect. His sheep are going to hear him. "My sheep heareth my voice." And so I'm going to read this in Revelation 19 and 10, speaking about when we're out there on the highways and hedges, we're speaking in prophecy, the testimony of Yahushai. It says, "And I fell at his feet to worship him, and he said unto me, See that do it not. I am thy fellow servant, and of thy brethren that have the testimony of Yahushai. Worship the Most High, for the testimony of Yahushai is the spirit of prophecy." And that's what we're speaking. That's our main objective. That's the vibration that we're pushing. Because when we're out there on the highways and hedges, especially in this time frame where all these things are happening, a prophet needs to be risen up. Someone has to do this job of a watchman. And this is in Joel 2 and 1. "Blow ye the trumpet in Zion, and sound an alarm in my holy mountain. Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of the Lord cometh, for it is nigh at hand. A day of darkness and of gloominess, a day of clouds and of thick darkness, as the morning spread upon the mountains, a great people and a strong. There hath not been ever the like, neither shall be any more after it, even to the years of many generations." So we're blowing this trumpet of Yahushai, and basically telling those of the hopeful elect to prepare for this and bid them to the marriage. And so when Yahushua returns, he's going to be like a thief in the night to those who don't believe in this message, who basically just don't consider what we're saying, or want to come and help in any way. In a sense, we're just like in the times of Noah. Only him and his family were delivered from the flood, because everyone else disregarded the message. And the same must know it after death by pain. And it's just what we're doing, coming in the spirit of prophecy, speaking this testimony of Yahushua. And so I'm going to read this here in 1 Corinthians 1:18. It says, "For the preaching of the cross is to them that perish foolishness, but unto us which are saved it is the power of the Most High, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua." And we're preaching this, week in and week out, making these epistles. People really still don't understand the severity of this message. That's why you only have small camps just scattered throughout America and throughout the four corners of the earth, because we're not dealing with numbers. We're dealing with those who are sincere, of the hopeful elect. The people who walk by us, they see this thing as a foolish thing, and they're ultimately going to perish because of that. But unto us who have faith in Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, who have received his gospel, is salvation. It says, "But unto us which are saved, it is the power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai." And there's powers in these words, because this is the only way we're going to be able to be delivered ahead of the coming perils. As verse 19, it says, "For it is written, I will destroy the wisdom of the wise, and will bring to nothing the understanding of the prudent. Where is the wise? Where is the scribe? Where is the dispute of this world? Hath not the Most High made foolish the wisdom of this world?" And you see that with all these people who have tried to come up against us with whatever vain doctrine they're holding. It doesn't stand against the gospel of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Whether it be Kemet or any of these other fringe Israelite groups amongst the circumcision who believe in these damnable heresies, and even disregarding men of the Lord like John the Baptist or Paul, their doctrines, their standing isn't sure. It says, "For after that, in the wisdom of the Most High, the world by wisdom knew not the Most High. It pleased the Most High by the foolishness of preaching to save them that believe." And so it's pleasing the Heavenly Father that just only a remnant is going to receive this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. And the rest of these people blinded. They're ultimately going to be destroyed. They're just here waiting for the slaughter to actually happen. And the last precept I want to read is in Philippians 2:12. It says, "Wherefore, my beloved, as ye have always obeyed, not as in my presence only, but now much more in my absence, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling." And that's what we're doing when we're speaking these words, because we know the terror of the Lord, therefore we persuade men. And as this isn't just something that you believe and that's it. As the scripture says, "I believe, therefore have I spoken." We're working out our own salvations. What we're doing that is we're making sure our RSVP to that wedding is sure, so that when that day comes, we're invited to it. But with that, I want to give all honor and praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rachakwadash, Shalom Akim.